Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Monday, September 26th, 2016, and today in our Tech News Update, we have, it's official, a number for Windows 10 users. 400 million devices are now on Windows 10. Now, these are active devices. Contrary to what Microsoft would do in the past with Windows 7, Windows 8, they would just count the number of licenses sold. In Windows 10, the numbers are really active machines that have Windows 10 that people have used. Now, this includes, of course, PCs and phones and Xbox. But of course, the bulk or the majority of this is PCs. So Windows 10 is at 400 million devices now. So interesting to see that it's they're not they're advancing here. And what is mostly surprising is that not only are they advancing, but the latest figures seem to show that even though Windows 10 has the free upgrade has stopped, it seems to be advancing at a good pace too. So that's another interesting device or an interesting thing that's happening here. Well, a new type of malware refuses to run on anything that is virtual machines. It is interesting because running on a virtual machine means that you could have a malware that runs and it will not infect the main machine. But now it seems that some of the new malware that are actually on the internet now can recognize that you're in a virtual machine and will just refuse to run. And so that pushes the user, of course, to say, oh, it doesn't run on my virtual machine, so I'm going to try it out on my main machine, where now it can do real damage. So, these are getting really the more and more sophisticated, and it's interesting to see that they're trying everything to basically make sure that you get infected somehow. So, of course, the best thing you can do is just be careful when you are on the web. iOS 10 has several problems. I even have a few people that I know that seem to have problems on their iPhone 6s with the iOS 10 operating system. Friday, of course, we had a update that brought iOS 10 to 10.0.2. It seems that the update pace of iOS 10 is slower than any previous versions of iOS. You know, Apple, we always say it, is very good at having the maximum number of devices that update to a operating system. And of course, there's always the new adopters, the ones that want to see the new system immediately when it's available. Well, it seems that iOS 10 is much slower in adoption. It seems that people are kind of waiting and saying, But if we look at iOS 9, for example, where a lot of people had problems at the start, maybe it's scaring off users a little bit. So iOS 10 adoption rate is slowing down compared to the previous versions. Well, interesting. A survey where people were asked, all the users that had a Galaxy Note 7 were asked if they would change phone or maybe go to another brand phone. And there was also this kind of scary thing where the Galaxy Note 7 problems arrived at the same time that the iPhone 7 would arrive on the market. And some people were speculating, well, maybe they are going to move to an Apple device. Well, it seems that in a survey, 90% of people that returned their Galaxy Note 7 said, no, I'm going to wait. I want to have a Galaxy Note 7. I don't want to have anything else. It seems that people still want to have that device, which is quite interesting. Even though there's a problem. And I actually was thinking about my own. If I had a Galaxy Note 7, I probably would have said, well, no, I'm going to wait. I want to have a Galaxy Note 7. And would have probably used temporarily my iPhone 5 that I have until the Note 7 is fixed. So that's an interesting thing when you think about it. So Samsung Galaxy Note 7 users. So the other 10%, that's interesting. Where are they going? What are they doing? Will they, are the 10% that's left going to an iPhone 7? That's also something interesting that we'd like to know. But interesting to see that the people really want to have their Note 7s. And talking about that, we're talking about internet service providers that went off to the FCC. Now, I was talking a few weeks ago that Netflix went to the FCC and said, look, internet service providers are actually putting data caps that are not real. They're not what we should have. They're too low, and a lot of people are not watching as much Netflix as they want because they know they're going to actually go overboard on the data cap. Now, the ISPs went to the FCC and started saying, well, we have to put data caps. The internet is not like offering other services like electricity and so on, that now you have to, really pay for the amount that you use. And of course, they used a very simplistic way of explaining it using Oreo cookies, saying, well, if you have $2, you'll get a 4-pack of Oreo cookies. But if you want to have a full bag, it's not going to cost $2. So, kind of interesting. What will the FCC do? Personally, I think that what should be mostly checked out here by the FCC is not what each side is necessarily complaining about. I think what the FCC needs to do is to check out what is the cost of the distribution of every gigabytes versus the price paid, and probably put more of a, if there are to be data caps, at least put them in a way that they're going to say, well, no, okay, we agree with data caps, but not the ones that you choose. They should be much higher. The cost per gigabyte for ISPs is below 1 cent. 1 cent. So imagine, we are getting ripped off by the internet service providers, and they are complaining. So, personally, I think everybody should be at a limited internet. And finally, a ISIS hacker got 20 years in jail in the United States. This hacker actually stole, by hacking, 1,300 military personnel that are to be the #1 targets for terrorists to kill. So, of course, this US-based terrorist got, into a problem because of that. They caught him, and now it's official, 20 years in jail, which I think is a very good thing. There are things out there that you cannot accept, and I really hope that all of these people actually go to jail somehow. So this was the Tech News Update for Monday, September 26th, 2016. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. Give us thumbs up, and thank you so much for following us on this channel.